Hey, Brad, what's that?
What's what?
That thing right in front of you, man.
Oh, you mean the script that's telling me to remind our listeners to subscribe to Geeklirious on iTunes or any platform of their choice?
Yeah, but wasn't there more?
Alright, let me take a look. Hey, there's a part where I tell the listeners to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter using our handle @Geeklirious.
Yeah, that's the best line I ever wrote.
Oh, crap. I deleted it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 33 of Geeklirious. My name is Brian Cambriello. His name is Mike Tessmacher.
Hey, what's up?
And we are recording here in the Geeked Up Studios.
Yeah, our new place. We decided to team up with the powers of the Geeked Up Comic and Games store. And, we decided to, spruce it up a bit.
Yeah, so Geeked Up, follow them on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes, if you'd like to go to see them personally, you can go to 1097 North Broadway in North Massapequa, New York, if you're in the New York area. But if you're not, don't fear, you can go to them on Facebook, Geeked Up on Facebook.
Oh, I have a Facebook too.
And Twitter and Instagram, they have all that good stuff. So let them know if you stop in. Tell them Mike and Brian sent you.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys, we have one hell of a show for you today. So, this is possibly the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life.
Yeah, we've had tough top tens before, but this might be one of our toughest.
So, if you didn't read the title of the episode, or maybe you're illiterate and can't read, this is the top 10 comedies. That is comedic movies from any generation of all time.
Yeah. It was a real tough one.
So, I'm a huge fan of comedy movies. Do you like comedy movies, or are you more action?
Yes. Action comedies.
Action comedies
are where it's at for me. But yeah, I love comedies, and this is a real tough one, just because there's so many.
Yeah, I think I have a couple action comedies, but most of the ones on my list are more so like straight up comedies. So.
Yeah.
We will see. So, if you are unfamiliar with the way that we do top 10s, essentially Mike and I will each make a top 10 list, and then we will argue our choices to make the final cut.
Yeah.
I always feel like one of these episodes is going to be the downfall of this podcast.
Yeah.
It's essentially the Mario Party of podcast topics.
Yeah, the controls are just as terrible, too.
Looks like a fly has invaded our vicinity. But alright, Mike, I will give you the honors of going first. What is your number 10?
Okay, my number 10. Now, oh man, there's so many. But where do I start? I think I will start with the classic Michael Keaton movie, Multiplicity.
Wow, that's the one where he multiplies himself, right?
It's clones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really funny.
I've actually never seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, if you're a Michael Keaton fan, you have to see that movie. It's really funny.
Like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice was on my list too, but...
Is it really?
Yeah, but, actually, I don't know. It might be bumped off.
Oh. I know, you were doing some last-minute changes.
Yeah.
I had 15 I started with.
Yeah, I had 20 of them.
Did you really?
Yeah. Narrow it down. So, I'm gonna choose Multiplicity. It's a simple story. I mean, it's not too crazy, but I like, they put a spin on the clones, where if you make a clone of a clone, it doesn't quite work out as right. So he's ends up being a little different. They make another clone of him, and that guy's even weirder. So really funny stuff, and it's really just displaying Michael Keaton's comedy chops. Because you
That's
see
cool.
him in doing other things, and he's been in other funny movies, but this is pretty much just like a one-man show.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
Yeah, because there's so many of them.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
great.
yeah.
It's kind of like, what's that, like any of the Eddie Murphy movies where he plays, like, two of himself, like, Nutty Professor? Or...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Alright. So, my number 10 is actually a more recent movie. It's... Just go with me here on this one, but, The Muppets. Not the original Muppet movie, but the more recent one with Amy Adams and Jason Segel.
Okay.
So, it's really just hilarious from start to finish. There's so many great cameos, Jack Black and Donald Glover and this, so many people. And it's really family fun, just laugh throughout. It's just such a good movie. It's hard to put into words how good it is, but the whole plot revolves around this kid Walter who grew up as a Muppet and he idolized the Muppets, like the TV show. He watched Kermit on TV every night, and then he has the opportunity to go and meet them, but he finds out that the Muppet Studios is closed, and he's like the flame that starts the fire, and he gets all the Muppets back together, and they perform like a telethon to raise the money to get the studio back. And literally, I'm talking every Muppet is in this, like everybody, like
really?
Swedish Chef, Kermit, of course, Fozzie, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, dude, Statler and Waldorf, just everybody.
And this is the first Muppet movie?
Yeah. So there were of the more recent Muppet movies that were made. I think this one came out in like 2010. There was two of them. There was one that, like, I forget what it was called, but it was like it took place in like Russia or something like that. And there was like an anti-Kermit. It wasn't nearly as good. But this movie, the music is fantastic. The cameos are great. And it's just filled with nostalgic goodness. But it's hysterical.
Really?
Absolutely hysterical. I crack up every time I watch this movie, especially the Jack Black part where they like kidnap him and force him into the show. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what is your number 9?
Okay. My number 9, I'm gonna go with a little movie called which one should I pick, man? This is tough.
Oh, you don't have them ordered?
No,
right, I'm gonna keep track of the ones that you did, because then you're gonna screw me up later.
It's so tough. I guess I'm gonna go with a movie called Kingpin.
The bowling movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bowling movie with Woody Harrelson.
The one
Bill Murray.
the one that's not the Big Lebowski.
Well, no, that's Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, no, I said the one that's not the Big Lebowski.
Is that yeah?
It revolves around bowling. I mean,
Big Lebowski doesn't really revolve around. I mean, they are at a bowling alley like a few times
during some of the most iconic scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
He pulls the gun out.
True.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue. So, explain Kingpin and why it's your number 9.
I mean, it really should be up there higher.
Excuse me.
Maybe not. Woody Harrelson just playing this naive bowler, and then he gets trained by Bill Murray, and he ends up screwing him over, and then years later he's training this Amish person. Quaid. Was it Randy Quaid?
Oh, Randy Quaid. I love Randy Quaid.
Yeah, and just this is a lot of funny stuff in that. It's just one of those movies you can almost watch anytime. And Bill Murray, there's a bowling scene at the end, obviously, the final showdown with him and Bill Murray, and they're bowling, and it's just a really intense but funny part. I don't want to spoil too much for anyone that hasn't seen it, but I feel like that's a classic that no one should miss.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Really?
Yeah. You have to remember there is
a
bit of a generational gap between us.
They always show that movie, man.
Who's they? I don't know.
The TV people.
I don't watch TV. I watch Netflix and Hulu. Man.
The Netflix people always show that.
I'm a millennial, bro. Anyway, alright, I'll have to watch Multiplicity and Kingpin, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my number 9 is The Hangover.
Okay.
Alright, so, obviously, Hangover, one of the biggest comedies in the last couple of years. It's got Bradley Cooper and Zach Galifianakis and Ed Helms, and absolutely hysterical. You know, every part in that, from the scene where they have to steal Mike Tyson's tiger. No, they wake up with the tiger, and they had stolen it the night before in their drunken, roofied stupor. Then they find the baby, Carlos, and, just the group of them retracing their steps after this night, and then they find out that Zach Galifianakis is the one who actually freaking roofied them. Like, dude, that's hysterical.
I wasn't a fan of that movie. Really?
Like, I don't know, dude. So many iconic scenes. Them driving on the sidewalk in the police car. They have to visit, like, what's it called? One of the guys married a hooker. It's just like the worst night you can possibly imagine. The guy loses his teeth. Dude, I don't know, man. That's hysterical to me. And the whole thing is really just like it's a bonding thing, and the way they finally find the guy at the end of the movie is hysterical. When their friend goes missing, it's hysterical. If you've seen Hangover, it's hysterical. It's a great movie.
It's one of those movies where you kind of just, you either like it or love it. I feel like there's no in between.
So you can't not like it. You like it or you love it.
Love it or hate it.
So I'm assuming you hate it.
Yeah, I'm on the hate it.
Wow. All right, I guess I'm not getting that one on the list. All right, what's your number?
Maybe, I don't know. There's probably another one on there that I hate even more, so maybe it will.
What's your number 8?
Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray.
Oh, again. Dude, that's a classic. All right, I've seen that one.
Yeah, just so many. One, I like the depth of it too, because even though it's a comedy, there are like him being there for so long, and the stuff he does is really creative, and just a really interesting movie that time wise. Right. Normally, I don't like when movies mess with time too much, because it kind of gets too weird for me, and you kind of lose track of what's going on. But this, you kind of don't have to really worry about that, because he's doing stuff. So, and just Bill Murray, he's just a gem in this. I feel like everyone loves this movie.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Great holiday movie for Groundhog's Day. It doesn't have enough holiday movies, so that's the one that we all get, which is good, because that one's really good.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. It's one of my first, instances of a kid of being introduced to, science fiction and time travel theories and stuff like that.
But not, in a crazy way. It kind of just...
Very, very low-key, but it still had them, and I have loved that movie ever since for that reason. It kind of, in a way, opened me up to that type of movie. Yeah. From there I saw, Back to the Future and, other time travel type stuff.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good first step into, sci-fi-ish comedies.
Right. Okay.
What about you?
All right, my number 8 is the Edgar Wright classic Hot Fuzz.
I thought you were going to say Shaun of the Dead.
No, I had both on my list because I enjoyed both. And I was fighting back and forth with which one do I like more. And Shaun of the Dead is fantastic, but in my opinion, Hot Fuzz is clearly the better movie. Mm-hmm. So, brief synopsis. It starts off, Simon Pegg plays the main character, as he does in all of the Cornetto trilogy, and he is so good at his job as a police officer that he's making the other police officers on his squad look bad. Yeah. So they decide to transfer him to a farm town in the middle of nowhere. But little does he know that this farm town has a secret and there's murder afoot.
And British people.
And a lot of British people. Oh my god, so many British people. But this movie is hysterical. It is so smart. Like, you know how people always talk about, like, oh, Rick and Morty is so smart, you have to be smart to get it? Dude, you have to be a goddamn genius to get half the freaking jokes that are in Hot Fuzz. Like, I've watched it 4, 5, 6 times. I don't think I've ever gotten all the jokes. There's so many inside jokes and retroactive jokes that they plant in the beginning of the movie and they don't pay off until later. It's hysterical and very dry, very funny. Hot Fuzz is a perfect blend of, like you said before, the action comedy genre.
Yeah.
You know, there's great bloody fight scenes, shootouts in it, but also mixed with the humor that only Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and Edgar Wright can create.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Hot Fuzz is my number 8.
Okay. So my number 7.
Yes.
I will pick. Oh man, I'm gonna pick Heavyweights. Not Adam Sandler. The Ben Stiller movie.
I've never seen that one. I've never even heard of it.
Really?
Yeah, describe it to me. Maybe I've.
It's about kids at a fat camp, and
oh yeah, no, I have seen that.
Yeah. And it's
excuse me.
Just one of those really. Someone's angry.
Yeah, right.
Heavyweights is one of those classics from my childhood, I guess, maybe why it holds such a special place. Ben Stiller's basically these fat kids, they go to a fat camp, and it's supposed to be like actually like a cool place where they get to go and have fun and stuff, but it ends up being bought by Ben Stiller, which plays almost the guy from Dodgeball. Type of character, super fit, and he just goes off the rails. I mean, he's doing really funny stuff, and kids are getting fatter because they have like a way to sneak in like fast food, so he ends up like he weighs them, and people are getting fatter, so he ends up like doing crazy stuff, just really funny stuff. It's such a 90s type of movie too.
Yeah. I honestly love Ben Stiller as a bad guy. He's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He has like a really funny. It was definitely the precursor to the character from Dodgeball. Like it was that character, just like a little older.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they're the same character. Like, he got older and, like, decided to quit the fat camp and start a dodgeball league.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say, you know what else Ben Stiller was a bad guy in? Happy Gilmore. When, he played, like, the old person at home attendant.
At the old home.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was really funny.
And he had, like, the old ladies doing, like, slave labor work, creating, like crocheting and knitting and stuff. Oh, dude, that was hysterical.
So what is your number 7?
My number 7 is the obvious classic, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Mm-hmm.
It is a new age stoner comedy. Like, I feel like every era has had their stoner comedies. You know, you had Cheech and Chong, and then, Harold and Kumar, then later on you had Pineapple Express, and the stoner comedy genre has been around forever, and there's so many iterations. But in my opinion, Harold and Kumar, dude, it's just something about it. I watched it like when I was about that age to get it, and that movie it got me. It is hysterical.
Yeah,
so many jokes just hit the mark in that movie. I think Neil Patrick Harris is the cameo, playing himself as a fake gay guy.
It brought him back.
And in Guantanamo Bay and in the Christmas episode, the Christmas movie, they brought him back. I'm
just saying, like, that brought, as an actor, like, I feel like he wasn't getting nothing until those movies came out.
That, and then he got the part on How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
I think probably from that movie.
Yeah.
So Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Absolutely hysterical. The freaking cheetah part.
Yeah.
They go to the bunny ranch, and
the guy Freak Show.
Just their dude. They got the Klan rally.
Yeah. A lot of, oh man, yeah, that movie's really funny,
dude. It's got so many great parts in it.
And I also like White Castle, so.
Dude, yeah, that movie will make you crave White Castle.
You can't see that unless you're actually getting White Castle.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, we should do that one night. We should watch Harold and Kumar and then go to White Castle.
You're on your diet.
I know, but like,
and I'm supposed to be on my diet.
I'll do like a cheat day or something. I'll get, like,
gonna need a cheat week for that.
I'll eat nothing that day. You know, just get White Castle. I'll drink nothing but like water and amino acids. I'll be good.
Let's see us put away a whole case, one of those Crave cases.
Oh, what? You want one too? I'll get 2 of them.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So, what is your number 6?
My number 6 is Tropic Thunder.
Dude, all right. Tropic Thunder's great.
Yeah. This was, I figured you might have this on yours as well.
I didn't, believe it or not.
But, well, I'm glad I put it on there. Because, just Tropic Thunder, all the characters in it, from Ben Stiller to, Jack Black and Robert Downey Jr., of course, and all of them fit so well, and the commercial, like the fake commercials before the movie, hilarious. And then,
dude, Tom Cruise is that agent.
Yeah, and then Tom Cruise is the agent with oh man, that movie's just one of those movies you can pretty much watch anytime and pretty much have fun.
Yeah,
with it, and there's some good action too.
Oh yeah. No, there's tons of great scenes in that.
Yeah.
The part where Ben Stiller gets captured and they force him to like replay his roles, like it was what was his name? Like slow something, or I forget what it is, but like his character, he played like a mentally challenged character or something like that.
Yeah. Oh man,
dude, that was hysterical.
Yeah, so many good parts of that movie. Jack Black being tied up because he was an addict and stuff. Just his character is hilarious. And pretty much everyone in there is like spot on, like really funny. That's my number 6. What about you?
All right, number 6 for me is Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes, I figured you'd have a Python in there,
dude. Monty Python, all of their movies are great. Life of Brian, but Monty Python, for me, is just like some of my earliest memories. My dad showed it to me as a kid, and I think it's a pop culture, like, iconic movie. Yeah. People have referenced The Black Knight, and, it's just a flesh wound. Mm-hmm. I fart in your general direction.
Oh, yeah.
The Trojan horse that they forget to hide inside.
Mm-hmm.
Just the killer rabbit. Lancelot murdering everybody on cast and then them getting arrested at the end of the movie. Like, that movie was so freaking meta. It was ridiculous. It was so meta.
I'm gonna have to watch that, because I know I've seen it, but I can't really remember it too well.
Dude, and then at the beginning of it, they have these really crazy introduction credits where they're like, they can't seem to get anything right, and they keep misspelling things and making weird jokes, and then, like, the credits keep saying that they're like, oh, the person who wrote those has been sacked, and then they keep going on, and like the people who fired those people have just been sacked, and then they go on again. It's like, oh, the people who have fired those people were just sacked. It goes off in like a never-ending thing, and it's hysterical, dude. I love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I watched it with a couple friends recently, and like my girl and her friend were talking, and me and my buddy Steven were just cracking up at this freaking movie. I love it to death. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, just please do me a favor and watch it. Like, this will be one that I fight to the death for it to be on the list. Just saying.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Okay. So number 6 now.
You're number 5.
5. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, we're getting down there.
Yeah, your number 6 was Tropic Thunder.
I'm gonna go with This Is the End.
Dude, that movie's hysterical. Okay.
Yeah, with Seth Rogen and James Franco. Just another one of those real funny, like, obviously it's the end of the world, and they're all in this house, and demons are like killing people and stuff.
And all the actors play themselves, which is cool.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
and it's so cameo heavy because of that. Like, there's so many people in it.
A lot of cameos with people that you wouldn't even expect to see in it, but it's pretty funny. And Seth Rogen's just I really like the Seth Rogen. It was either this one or Pineapple Express, and I think I like This Is the End more.
I would have to agree with you on that. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, no.
Even though I do love Pineapple Express, but
I like how they make Pineapple Express 2 within This Is the End.
Yeah,
like, that's hysterical.
There's so many really good jokes, so a lot of them even too raunchy, so I won't even say them here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
That is a hard R.
Movie. So, I feel like that's a movie anyone could watch. I feel like...
As long as they're over the age of, like,
17. Yeah.
16, 17.
If you're an adult, I feel like you can get enjoyment from just about everything in this movie.
That's hysterical. No, I actually almost put that on my list, too.
Okay.
But I had more of a bunch of older movies on my list. I tend to like older comedies more than more recent.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, number 5. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, number 5 is my favorite Robin Williams movie of all time, The Birdcage.
I was almost going to have that on my list.
Were you?
Yeah.
The Birdcage for me is one of the funniest movies, and unfortunately, I feel like it gets overshadowed by a lot of Robin Williams' other works. You know, when people think of Robin Williams, they think of like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, Doubtfire.
They think of Jumanji. They think of the genie from Aladdin. You know,
Definitely.
Even sometimes like, even though it's a terrible movie, Flubber. You know,
Ugh.
But for me, The Birdcage is his best movie. Just he's so funny in it. And so animated. Essentially, Robin Williams plays the gay father of his son who's getting married.
Mm-hmm.
And his son's getting married to like this right-wing Republican type character played by Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams is... obviously after he had his son, was gay at some point, and he decided he came out of the closet and divorced his mom and married or is in a relationship with
Nathan Lane.
Nathan Lane in this movie is hysterical.
Yeah, just
absolutely hysterical. But yeah, so obviously. Hilarity ensues during this whole thing,
and also his assistant Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria plays
hilarious.
Oh, what's the butler's name? It's gonna kill me. He's got the Guatemalan accent.
Yeah.
I love. It wasn't like Sparta or something like that, or like it was something Astrogo. It was something like Greek. It was, dude. I'm not making it up. It was something like Agamotto or something like that. It's
Agamotto, Eye of Agamotto,
dude. It's something like that. Agador Spartacus. That was his name. I think that was like the fake name that they gave him. Agador Spartacus. But. Yeah, no, the whole movie is hysterical. The funniest scene in the whole damn movie is when Robin Williams is trying to get Nathan Lane to act straight.
Yeah.
And like Nathan, he's like your walk. It's too flamboyant. I'll never buy it. He's like, all right, I'm gonna teach you how to walk straight. Well, who's the manliest guy you know of? He's like, John Wayne. It's like, all right, now walk John Wayne. And he's got his hand up in the air, and he's like he just got off the saddle. he's walking down, dude.
It's like,
it's hysterical, dude. I love. If you haven't seen The Birdcage, go watch it. One of my favorites.
Seen that in a while.
One of my favorites. It was on Netflix for a while after Robin Williams passed.
Yeah.
Netflix put on like every Robin Williams movie on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It has since gone off, unfortunately, but yeah.
It's another one that's
great.
Yeah, that's a really funny movie.
So you're up to number 4, Mike.
Oh my!
I know.
My number 4. I am gonna pick. Dumb and Dumber.
The Jim Carrey classic.
Yes. And who's that? That's not Bill Pullman. Is that Bill Pullman?
No, it's not Bill Pullman. Jeff something?
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. There you
Let's
go.
get them confused. They
Bill
look
Bill
alike.
Pullman and Jeff Daniels?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
They look alike.
No?
I'm
not seeing it.
No?
I'm like picturing them in my head. Maybe a little bit, but I think like, I don't know, the blonde hair like completely throws them off. I know this fly is
This
killing
fly is over here. He will not survive
he's
the
like
night.
dive bombing. If you guys hear a loud smack over the audio, I was trying to kill the fly.
Yeah.
We are covered in comic books. You think they would care if I you just wanted to smack it?
As long as it's a DC book, use a Batman book. He sucks.
All right. So Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. You know, everyone knows this movie. Of course, it's kind of cliche, but there's so much. It's cliche for a reason because it has so much good stuff about it. The blind kid that they sell the dead bird to, Petey. You know, how they killed the guy with the ulcer and with the spice, the chipotles or whatever it was.
It's a great road trip movie.
Yeah, it's this cool road trip movie that, you know, just so much good stuff when he's in the limo and doing all that stuff, and then the other guy has that dog van.
Oh my god, that carpeted dog van.
Yeah,
dude.
That was so sweet. And then,
do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Oh man. Just so many good parts when the cop goes and he drinks the bottle of what he thinks is beer, but it's piss. And,
yeah.
So good. That's one of those movies I can always just put on and watch anytime.
Oh, dude, that's hysterical. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't had any crossovers on our list.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Crazy.
Because you picked Monty Python and crap like that.
All right.
Your number 4.
My number 4. So, can I cheat? This is kind of a cheat movie.
It's our show.
But it's okay because you're gonna allow it because you love these movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't decide between the one or two, but the Kevin Smith classic Clerks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I honestly don't know which one I like better. I like them both for different reasons.
Between Clerks 1 and Clerks 2?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Can I just pick them both? Can I pick 1 and 2 as like an entity?
No.
Damn it. I don't even know. I'll go with the original. I'll go with Clerks.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though 2 has so many great scenes, it's hard. If you guys have never seen Clerks, it is absolutely hysterical. The dialogue, I think, is what makes that movie. It's very low budget. The whole movie takes place in like 2 different locations. It's like in the video store and in the convenience store, which are conveniently located next to each other, like it is in real life.
Yeah.
So this is the beginning of Jay and Silent Bob. It's got Dante and Randall. I don't know how else to say it. It's a classic. It's a classic movie. The Star Wars scene where they're talking about the innocent contractors being killed on the Death Star.
Yeah.
The best scene is when what's her face comes in for their date and she's like, "Oh, what you watching?" He's like, "Hermaphroditic porn." Chicks with dicks that put mine to shame. Like that dude. The dialogue of that movie is ridiculous.
Yeah.
37.
Yeah.
You suck 37. No, dude, that movie is hysterical.
Yeah. I'm glad you put it on your list, so I don't have to put it on my list. Yes, such a good movie. I mean, that's another one that captures the 90s so well.
Oh, it really does. It's that slacker comedy,
Yeah.
The workplace comedy.
Yeah, that was definitely something that inspired a lot of us growing up.
Absolutely.
Just saying, hey, you could make your own movie if you try.
Yeah, this movie was hysterical and super low budget. Like Kevin Smith literally funded it by selling his comic book collection and using the money from his car getting destroyed in the flood.
Maxing out his credit cards
Yeah.
and all that, yeah. But he did it.
Excuse me. Oh, jeez.
You alright?
Yeah,
right?
I know.
You survived.
I popped 2 Mucinex before I did this. I'm dying here.
Okay, so that was your number 4.
That was my number 4.
My number 3.
Yes.
Wow, top 3. See, I was gonna put Clerks as my number 3.
You still can.
I can, but we talked about that, and that'll probably go online as well anyway. So I want to give a shout out to my number 3, which I'm gonna pick Something About Mary.
Okay, another Ben Stiller movie.
Yeah,
you have a thing for Ben Stiller, huh?
It's weird because not really, like, not his recent stuff, but like just those few movies that he did in the 90s. That was really his time. He had something special in the 90s. Then he got too commercial.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, like, I think Dodgeball might still be my favorite movie of his.
See, I'm not a Dodgeball guy.
Really? I love Dodgeball. Dodgeball's hysterical.
Yeah.
You ever seen Mystery Men?
Of course. Yeah, that's a really good one too.
I was actually watching a thing with Hank Azaria where he was talking about his character on that movie, where he was like the Blue Raja.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue. Why is Something About Mary your number 3?
How could it not be? This is definitely top 3. Just for what's his face's character alone, the private eye, Dylan.
Yeah. Dude, his character's hysterical.
Just for his character alone, it's a watch. Just for him, I mean, him getting obsessed with and lying to Ben Stiller, like telling him that she's like crippled and like fat and like all the has kids and like and like disease and stuff, and Ben Stiller's like, yeah, I kind of saw, I feel so bad for her. I kind of still want to. He's like, nah, she don't even remember anything. So good. What other parts are really? The dog that that he gives the drugs to.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh man, the guy that plays the British guy, and he ends up being just Norm the pizza guy. He tries to act like he's all sophisticated and crippled and stuff, and it just ends up being some pizza guy. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Man, I can't say enough about There's Something About Mary. It's one of those classic movies. Everyone has to check that out. I
have seen that multiple times. I think the scene that always sticks out to me is the in quotations, the hair gel.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to get too far into that because it's kind of dirty, but
yeah.
If you've seen the movie, you know what the hair gel scene is.
Yeah.
Should I move on to my number 3?
Yeah. What's yours 3?
So my number 3 is so my 1 through 3 I really had to like mix around with. So this could have easily been number 1 or number 2, but is Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Okay.
I like Will Ferrell's movies. I like Step Brothers. It's good, and he's got a few others that are funny, but I'm not a huge Will Ferrell fan.
Yeah.
This movie, in my opinion, is the best work he's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Ricky Bobby is so goddamn funny. It's so quotable. It has so many memorable scenes and moments. My old manager and I back at the supermarket used to go back and forth with Ricky Bobby quotes all day. Essentially, I'll give a brief synopsis for those who haven't seen it. Will Ferrell plays a race car driver named Ricky Bobby who kind of has a downfall in his life. He loses to the new upstart French racer, and he pretty much like spirals out of control. His wife leaves him for his best friend, played by John C. Reilly. Then his with the help of his dad and his mom, they get back together, and his dad teaches him how to race again and to not be scared behind the wheel. And like, I'm just gonna run through some of the best jokes in the movie real quick. Mm-hmm. The fact that his dad makes him drive with a cougar in the car. It's a goddamn cougar in the car. I know, I put him there. That's the fear, Ricky. He wakes him up, makes him drive away from the cops, thinking there's a kilo of Colombian Bam Bam under the hood of your truck. He runs away from the cops. He finds out his Lucky Charms under there. His freaking deranged kids. It's like, screw you, Chip. It's not my prison, Shank. I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey. Dude, so quotable, so freaking funny. The whole scene where John C. Reilly calls him up when he moves into his house, he's like, "Hey, if I want to change the volume on the TV while I'm listening to the radio, how do I do that?" It's like, "Why would you want to do that?" "Because I like to party." "Ricky, I think your house is haunted." He's like, "Why am I still talking to you?" It's like, "I hate you." Dude, it's freaking hysterical. I love that movie. I can quote that movie all day. If you ain't first, you're last. Reese Bobby.
See, yeah, that's another one I really don't like.
Well, screw you.
I hate that movie with a passion.
Really?
Yeah. See, I knew there was going to be another one that I hated more than that other one.
What was my other one that you hated? The Hangover?
Yeah.
Really? I love Talladega Nights. I can quote that all day. It's one of my favorites. Easily one of my favorites. It was literally, when I made this list, it was like my number one I put down first. I was like,
really?
Talladega Nights, yeah. But then I remembered other movies, so. And you'll see why, obviously.
So, my number 2?
Yes.
Wow. See, I was saving this is the oldest one on my list. Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks classic.
Yes, my favorite Mel Brooks movie. Gene Wilder, obviously plays Dr. Frankenstein. Just so...
I apologize.
Just so good. It's so classic, and I was a huge fan of Frankenstein. Well, still am, but especially back then, just Frankenstein and classic monsters. And that movie just is hysterical. It is. I wanted to get a Mel Brooks movie on here, and it was that or Blazing Saddles.
I did the same thing, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Except mine was between... I also had Spaceballs in the mix as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about Spaceballs, too. That was like between those three, and I think I like Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein more. And then, yeah, I think Young Frankenstein just... I don't know, it's such a me movie. I don't know, I really love it. So many good parts. I like the what's his minion, Igor or whatever his name is in that
Igor. The hump switching sides.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff. And it's cool visually, and it actually used to still kind of be scary because it's black and white and old and stuff. Yeah. So it's still kind of scary, and Gene Wilder's crazy in it, and yeah, just so good. Yeah, had to be my number 2.
Fantastic.
What's your number 2?
Young Frankenstein.
Is it?
It is.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. We had a crossover with this in the same slot too.
We did not plan that, guys.
We did not. I promise.
We're not that good.
Yeah, no. For all the reasons you listed and more, so iconic, such a great spoof movie. The fact that they shot it in black and white when they had the access to color.
Yeah.
I actually ended up seeing the Broadway musical version of it.
Really?
My dad took me one year. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was funny. Actually, funny story. The singing voice of like Gene Wilder's character, Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Was actually played by the guy who did the singing voice for Hercules in the Disney animated movie. So I was able to see like Hercules' singing voice live on stage, which is really, really cool for me.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for you, because you're such a fan of that.
No, yeah, it's one of my favorites. But yeah, Young Frankenstein, dude.
That's funny, we both had it at number 2.
Hysterical. No, yeah, Mel Brooks, classic movie. So many funny parts on it. The tap dancing scene at the end.
Yeah.
Gary, be like Gary Cooper, super duper. Dude, hysterical. Alright, so what is your number 1?
Well, no, yeah, my number 1.
Yeah.
Wow. My number 1, The Big Lebowski. Yeah.
Big Lebowski, that's a great movie.
You mentioned it earlier.
I did.
Yeah, just so another one of those. Jeff Bridges just plays the best character, the dude. And he just wants his rug. He just wants a new rug because it really tied the place. And his crummy apartment. He's like, yeah, that really tied it. So many good characters.
The storyline's ridiculous.
Yeah, from what's that girl's name that gets kidnapped?
I forget her name, but
yeah, Tara Reid. Her character, she gets. I guess she's the wife of Mr. Lebowski, and she gets kidnapped. And dude gets involved with that just because they share the same last name. So guys that want money from him, they come to his apartment and they give him a swirly, and a Chinaman pees on his rug.
Yep.
And the bowling stuff with Steve Buscemi, always
John Goodman
and John Goodman and DeJesus, John Turturro, just so funny.
Oh, it's hysterical.
Yeah, it's so classic, and everyone loves this movie, but for the right reasons, because it's just so funny. But it actually has a cool story to it, and it keeps you kind of. You don't exactly know what's gonna happen to them and stuff, and some crazy stuff actually happens. It's not as dumb as it kind of sounds, I guess. It's
it does have a bit of a dumb premise, but it's hysterical.
Yeah, the characters are so weird and so crazy, and but yeah, and there's some great music as well. There's some wonderful. Wonderful music, obviously not singing Broadway or nothing, but they implement the soundtrack very well. A lot of those classic rock songs, and just one of those really funny movies that it's the dude.
Yeah,
he's the dude.
Dude, that movie's hysterical. You know what my favorite scene in that movie is?
What?
It's when he whips out his checkbook to pay for a gallon of milk. I don't know why that scene's so funny to me, but it's hysterical. It really just plays into the character he is.
Yeah.
He's 85 cents or whatever it is.
Yeah, just for the milk that he uses, so he can mix that with his vodka or whatever. His White Russians.
He makes the White Russians. Yeah.
Ugh.
Disgusting.
Yeah, but anyone that hasn't seen The Big Lebowski, please do yourself a favor. Watch that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. That's a movie that honestly probably should have made my list, but it's so hard to think of every movie.
Yeah, I know people are going to be screaming at us because there's just so much good stuff.
And I'm honestly surprised that my number one's on your list.
Yeah,
because I feel like my number one is I don't know. It could just be me. That's why it's my list. But
yeah, because I hate Talladega Nights, and you're a big fan of that, so it could be something like that.
I love it. Okay. So my number one is My Cousin Vinny.
Okay, yeah. Classic. Love it.
My Cousin Vinny, Joe Pesci, Marissa Tomei, Ralph Macchio. I forget the other kid's name.
You don't need to know that guy's name.
Joe Pesci plays a lawyer. He's trying to get his nephew, played by Ralph Macchio, because they think he committed a murder, which he didn't. Anyway, he gets tied up in this whole thing, and Joe Pesci is the worst, somehow the worst and also best lawyer at the same time.
Yeah, he's some sort of makeshift. He got his certificate online or something. He mailed it in or something.
Six times. It took him 6 times to pass the bar.
Yeah. But he did it.
He did it. Yeah. So him and Marissa Tomei come to this hick town in the middle of Alabama or something. There's a line in there. He's like, you're in Alabama or something like that. He's like, there ain't no way this is going to trial. You killed the good old boy. My Cousin Vinny, possibly other than Talladega Nights, one of the most quotable movies in my opinion of all time. How's your Chinese food? Freaking, what's a Ute?
The two Utes.
The two Utes of the what? What's the guy's name? Herman Munster.
Yeah.
The guy who plays the judge. I forget his name, but he's hysterical in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you mocking me with that outfit? Mocking you? No, I'm not. I'm not mocking you." It's like the whole town, no, the whole store had the flu. So I went to the thrift shop and got this ridiculous thing. Dude, that movie is so goddamn funny. It's one of those movies, like, it's on TV, you flip through the channels, no matter what part it's on, you're watching that movie now.
Yeah, you have to.
Your night is done.
Yeah.
You're like, you were going out, you were not going out anymore.
Yeah, you're watching my cousin Vinny.
Or you're like, DVRing it or something.
Just because Marissa Tomei, she's just delightful.
Marissa Tomei is one of my first crushes ever.
Even in Spider-Man: Homecoming,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like a fine wine, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
it's so funny. Really good. His car getting stuck in the mud.
Like that's one of the best. I got mud in my tires. Well, not in. That's more of an expression. It's not in your tire.
The old lady with the glasses that were like super thick.
He's interviewing all of the different the witnesses.
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding up? Let the defense show he's holding up 2 fingers. Like, Your Honor, please.
How long does it take to cook those grits?
Are you sure about those 5 minutes?
Are you sure about those 5 minutes?
I might have been mistaken. That's all I need to know. I'm done with this guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm done with this guy. I'm done with that guy. Oh my god, hysterical.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time, obviously.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that was one that I completely forgot about. I'm glad you remembered that one.
It's great. So, now it comes to the fun part.
Yeah.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to run through the lists and we're going to be like, alright, which ones are you fighting for and which ones will you let slip? And right there, that'll let us kind of even it out a little bit. So, I'll start from your number 10 on. Multiplicity. Are you going to fight for it or do you want to let it slip?
I can let it slip.
Okay. Kingpin.
That we got to keep on there.
Okay. Groundhog's Day.
That we can let slip.
Okay. Heavyweights.
We can let that slip too.
Okay. Tropic Thunder.
I feel like that has to go on there.
This is the end.
That we can let slip.
Yeah. Okay. Dumb and Dumber.
That has to be on there.
You got it. Something About Mary.
That also.
Okay. Young Frankenstein. Obviously, both of us
picked
it,
that's most likely
going to be and obviously, Big Lebowski was your number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so from your list, we have Kingpin, Tropic Thunder, Dumb and Dumber, Something About Mary, Young Frankenstein, and The Big Lebowski. So let's run through my list real quick. My number 10 was The Muppets. I will let that slip. That's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
The Hangover, I will also let slip.
Okay.
Hot Fuzz, I want.
Okay. Yeah.
I also want Harold Kumar.
See, I'm in Shaun of the Dead guy more than Hot Fuzz.
I love Hot Fuzz. Holy Grail, I want on there. Birdcage, I definitely on there. Clerks, definitely.
Yeah.
Talladega Nights, obviously.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein, obviously, because we both picked it. And My Cousin Vinny, obviously. I'm going to see if I can cut one of those. I'm going to cut Harold Kumar.
Okay.
Just because you cut a bunch more. You cut what?
3?
1, 2, 3, 4. You cut 4, I cut 3.
Okay.
That sounds about even. That's right. Okay. Alright, so let's go with the lowest ones first to make this. So, alright, so let's start with number 10. The lowest one on your list is Kingpin. The lowest one on my list is Hot Fuzz.
Ooh, man.
Yeah. Obviously, I would say that Hot Fuzz is a better movie, but I hadn't seen Kingpin, so I can't really say that. You've seen both, so which one do you think is a better movie? I'll let you decide that one.
I think Kingpin's better,
okay.
But...
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. I do think Kingpin is
Listen, Hot Fuzz is on there, that's fine. So, Hot Fuzz is number 10, Kingpin, number 9.
Okay.
Alright, number 8. So, the next one on your list is Tropic Thunder. The next one on my list is Monty Python, The Holy Grail.
Holy Grail.
For number 8? versus Tropic Thunder?
No, over Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, Tropic Thunder number 8, and Holy Grail is number 7. Gotta have a classic on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 6, the next one on your list is Dumb and Dumber. The next one on my list is The Birdcage.
Ooh.
That's a rough one, I know.
That is a rough one.
I have seen both of these movies. This might be the hardest one we've done so far.
This is...
I'm gonna say Dumb and Dumber is a bit funnier.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. The Birdcage is more of a classic.
Birdcage is really good. But yeah.
I know. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Alright. So we have number 4 and number 3. The next one on your list is Something About Mary. The next one on my list is Clerks. I'm going to say Something and then Clerks. If that's cool with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, I'm going to put as Young Frankenstein, because we both had it.
Yeah.
So that means that either The Big Lebowski or
My Cousin Vinny.
My Cousin Vinny is number 1. And remember, we can also switch this around. You know, we can take something out. We can switch it around. You know, so far we've got. Whoops, dropped my thing. So, Hot Fuzz as number 10.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Kingpin. Number 8 is Tropic Thunder. Number 7 is Holy Grail. Number 6 is Birdcage. Dumb and Dumber, Something About Mary, Clerks, or Young Frankenstein.
Ooh.
Oh, I had Talladega Nights on there too, because I had one more than you did. Yeah, that's right, Talladega Nights, and I'll tell you what, I will sacrifice Talladega Nights in the list to get My Cousin Vinny as number 1 spot.
Okay. But then I think we should take Tropic Thunder off and put The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
Maybe put The Big Lebowski up a little further, though. That should definitely be top 5.
Alright, and I'm also going to switch around. I'm going to take Hot Fuzz off in favor of Talladega.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, so our number 1 is My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Number 2, Young Frankenstein. Number 3, Clerks.
Yeah.
We'll put Big Lebowski as number 4.
Yeah.
Put Something About Mary as number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb and Dumber as
6.
Holy Grail. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Birdcage is 7. Holy Grail as 8. Talladega Nights as 9. And then Kingpin number 9. Talladega Nights number 10.
That's a list.
That is a list.
I think that's actually...
Pew, 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 pew!
I didn't think we were going to be able to do it.
that was rough.
It was fun, but also brain racking.
That was hard.
Just to choose. Everything's on the line, you know. So yeah. It's all on the line.
I think for future we should each have to cut the same number, because that was rough.
Yeah. But I feel like it worked out.
It did work out. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed that episode of Geeklirious, feel free to check out our entire library. We've done other top 10s and top 5s, and
yeah, we have a top 10 animated films that was really good.
That was a lot of fun.
I kind of spaced out on half of the stuff on my list just because it was so much.
If you want to hear Mike talk about every anime movie ever, and then Brian talk about no anime movies.
Oh, the Disney animated movies. Yeah, that was good.
Every Disney ever, then you'll love that movie.
We did other ones as well, though. So, yeah, we have a bunch of those.
Yeah, we talked about, like, top 5 villains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've done some other stuff
but we also do other stuff besides that as well.
Absolutely. Movie reviews.
Yeah, we're doing reviews. We do game reviews.
Yeah.
All sorts of geek reviews and whatnot.
Yep.
So, we do all that. If you guys have any questions, comments,
concerns.
Yeah, concerns, or just to say hey, thanks, or just to say hey, You can reach us at our Gmail, Geeklirious@gmail.
Absolutely.
We also have Twitter, Geeklirious there. Pretty much every Geeklirious everywhere.
Geeklirious on everything.
Instagram is really good if you want to follow what I'm reading comic wise. That's a good place to do that.
Yeah, Mike always posts his weekly comics.
So there's a bunch of great places, and also we have iTunes. If you're listening on iTunes, please subscribe. And also, if you can, if it's not too much to ask, put that 5 stars. Leave a review.
5-star Frog Splash.
Yeah,
and if you want to go the extra mile, you can even write a review.
If you want, or not even a review, you can just, even if you want to put a question there, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure.
And also, thanks to the Geeked Up guys.
Yes, once again, thank you for letting us record in their little studio they got over here.
Yeah.
Very cool of them.
Great guys. Ask for Joe and Brandon. Great guys.
Yes. All right, guys. We will see you on Wednesday for an episode of Mike versus Brian. Until then, so long.
Bye.
And good night.
That was creepy.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't
Don't
know.
frighten the children.
I don't know what came over me.